Hello everyone and welcome to this 12th part of the course. And well, here what we'll do is start seeing and working the typography that we'll use to put the names on our maps. These typographies you see are the names of the typographies I chose to decorate or use on our map. I'm going to change the color of the background and the typography so we can see better the effects we can work on. These typographies are completely free, so if you Google them, you'll be able to find them on the internet. Alright, so if we double click in the left side of the text layer, the layer style window will pop up. In this window, we can enable, for example, the level of bevel of the text. If we enter the menu under Style, as you see, we can choose among different styles of bevel in order to decorate the text one way or another. We can raise depth, for example, and there's also the stroke option, which we can enable, and as we did with the continents, we can raise or lower the size of the stroke and also play around with its position. In this case, we'll leave it in outside in order to generate this sort of outline. This way will make the text stand out from the background. We can put, for example, a different color and press OK. Besides this, we have another effect called Outer Glow that we can enable and raise parameters in order to generate this effect. We do all this, I insist, to make the text stand out from the images. You can tweak everything you see in the menu on the left in order to see different effects and different ways to make these effects stand out. I'm going to lower the size of the stroke to 4 and hit OK. Alright, now we can copy this layer style, right-clicking on the layer and selecting Copy Layer Style. If now we right-click on Other Text and select Paste Layer Style, we'll set that layer style to the selected text. So now we grab the text and we'll start putting it on the map. I'm going to drag it. Remember, using Ctrl-T, we can scale, move, or rotate this text. Well, if we now click this icon here while having the text layer selected, the character panel will pop up. Using this panel, as you know, we can increase or decrease the character size, choose the distance between the letters, and generate a lot of effects and text modifications. Besides this function, if we have the text selected, we have this other option that adapts the text to a shape. For example, if we set the text style to arc and modify the bend parameter, we'll get different shapes. We have multiple options to investigate, and the reason why we do this is because sometimes we'll have to adapt the shape of the text to the continents. So this way we can play with these parameters and adapt the shapes. We would pick this text and we put it here, for example. And the shape, the more organic, the better. Many times adapting the text to the shape of the continents will make it more blended in. So we can go back to the layer options, and this way I'll change the color so it blends in better in the background. Take a look at the parameters I'm modifying, and you can manage this freely so you can find different alternatives. This depends on your taste and the time you can put into trying new things. The important thing is that you choose colors that make the text stand out over the continents. We're going to change the blending mode of the stroke and hit OK. Okay, we're going to continue with the previous document in order to put the names on the seas. For example, we can start putting the different names to all the seas. In this case, Deep Sea. And now we navigate to this layer style window, and as we did before, we start managing all the options we have at our disposal to make the text stand out from the sea in this case. Then we can also change the text to put other names. This one, for example, we can set the color around here. We're going to edit the text, and now what we can do is, using the duplicate, start setting the different names to our seas. In this case, the Arctic Sea, which we can set both in the north and the south, which is where it's colder. Remember, as I said at the beginning, that we're using several typographies, but at the end of the course, we'll have only 2, okay? Or 3 tops. Because if we have more, it would result in an over-elaborate map, and we don't want that. So we're going to keep duplicating the layers and placing the names. Well, we're going to finish placing all the names, and we'll see how it looks with all the elements in place. All right? We have all the names on all the elements. We've named everything we've seen. And as you see, it looks much better, much more alive. And, well, now we can create a layer group. And as we did before, we'll group all the texts inside. Last, we named the group, and that would be it for this part of the course. So we'll leave this part here, and in the next lesson, we'll start placing the rest of the elements in our map and finish making the most of it, generating a paper texture and making it look old. So, see you in a bit.